תיזהר.
אוקיי, עניבה אין עליה. תורת קשר ומותרת בשבת, אבל פי שהיא מודקת יפה ודעתו שתתקיים, כן, תמיד. אוקיי, בשבת ק"ג. So we said עניבה, just the bonnet. Beautiful application yesterday you did. Wow, that חכמים, אחוז רבי יהודה, חכמים. You send me?
My friend is testing, he's in Lakewood. He's like, what? He was blown away.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay? So the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, Gemara is מחלוקת בין רבי יהודה לחכמים. Arguing about this עניבה counts as a kesher or no? Chachamim say it does not count as a kesher. Rabbi Yehuda says counts as a kesher.
Yeah?
Yep, it counts. Who the halacha is like? Yachid ve'rabim, halacha ke'rabim. והלכה כחכמים שהתירו עניבה לכתחילה. כך כתב האור זרוע, בשם רבנו יצחק בר שמואל, שהוכיח כן מהגמרא דפרח ולענבינו מעניו, ודפרח הכי בפשיטות, שמע מינה שתלמוד ערוך הוא שעניבה מותרת לכתחילה. You see, when the Gemara said, how do we know halacha is like חכמים? Besides the rule יחיד ורבים, הלכה כרבים, right? Individual argues with the majority, halacha will follow the majority. Besides that, also, there is the Gemara in Masechet Eruvin, that the Gemara had a question over there, and the Gemara said, what's the problem? Let it be aniva. Let do aniva. Make a bonat. What do you mean, let do aniva? Doing bonat is a machloket of Yudam Chachamim. So how the Gemara just simply said, let's do aniva? From the fact the Gemara says that, Aaron John Bit, from the fact the Gemara says that, it shows us that Gemara understand that halacha is like Chachamim. So halacha is like Chachamim, that bonat is allowed. Why are you making a problem? Let's make bonat. So you see from the fact that Gemara proposing such a suggestion, it shows us that halacha is like Chachamim. כך כתב בספר התרומה, וכן פסק הרמב"ם, שעניבה מותרת. והרמ"ח הקשה ותימה, מה פסק רבנן דאמרי עונה בו. ולא קשה לי שטעמו פשוט שהלכה כחכמים, בעוד שהגמרא הוא מוכח שהלכה כרבנן. וכן פסק הרידב"א, וכן פסק מרן בשולחן ערוך. To make a bonat Aaron, it is allowed according to חכמים, and that's הלכה. To make a bonat on Shabbat.
מה הקשר פה?
דאליו קשר הוא,
מה הקשר פה?
איפה הקשר?
והרמ"ח הקשר ותימה, מה פסק? מה פסק כרבנן דאמרי עונה בו?
Yeah, I don't know. It says Ravadi, I don't know, I understand him. Lo kashe midi says. It says halacha is like chachamim for two reasons. One is because yachid ve'rabim, and second ve'od, because Gemara Neruvin is a simple Gemara. I don't know what he wants the Ramah. Okay, so to Maran passing like that. Aniva muteret, to make a bonat on Shabbat, mutar, no problem. והרמ"א בהגה הוסיף, ואפילו אם עשה קשר אחד למטה, נוהגים בו היתר. So not only... וכן פסק בביאורי הגר"א אבן העזר, וכתב התז על דברי הרמ"א, דהיינו דווקא כשעשוי להתירו בו ביום, אבל אם הוא עשוי לקיימה עד איזה זמן, אסור לעשות קשר למטה. ואפילו אם עשה קשר אחד למטה, כן, והגר"א says, דהיינו דווקא כשעשוי להתירו בו ביום, אבל אם הוא עשוי לקיימה עד איזה זמן, אסור לעשות קשר למטה. So if a person is going to keep it more than 24 hours, says the Taz, it will not be allowed to make a bonat on top of a regular nut. You know, there are people who make a base nut, and then on top of it they make a bonat. So that two nuts, one on top of another, the Taz holds, it will be a problem if you're going to keep it more than 24 hours.
Are we talking about only a nut? Now we're talking about nut and both?
We spoke about only bonat. But if you're adding nut on the bottom of it, base nut, then it's a question in halacha if you're allowed to do that. Bottom line, Rav Ovadia Yosef paskin that if it's less than 7 days, it's kasher lechatchila. More than 7 days, tov leachmir. That was the previous tshuva.
Didn't we say only bone out? It doesn't hold by itself.
I don't know. I understand what you're saying, but probably they had a certain way to make it.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know how else they say it. אבל פשוט אצל אליעזר כתב שהרמ"א דעתו בהחלט להכריע שיש להתיר עניבה לגבי קשר, אפילו אם אינו אסור להתירו בו ביום. So the Ramah said that the minhag is to allow to make a bonat, but the question is allowed to make a bonat for how long? Ramah did not specify. מותר לעשות bonat. For how long מותר? For 1 day, for 3 days, for 7 days, forever. So that's the machloket between the achronim, how to explain the vague words of the Rama. Not vague words means, Moshe? Huh? It's very vague.
Vague.
Vague. It's not specific. Too general.
Not clear cut.
So those words, you're allowed to make a bow knot on top of a base knot on Shabbat. For how long allowed? זה לא כתב. Because לא כתב, מחלוקת. All מחלוקות, where they start? When somebody said a vague line and then everybody will argue what he meant.
If you say mutar, if you say mutar, it's completely mutar.
מותר, yeah, but what מותר?
If he didn't specify a time,
Definition of
so
bone is double
he
net?
just
Huh?
hold it allowed. That's
Definition
it. מה זה
definition of
משנה?
bone is double net?
No, bow knot. No double knot.
If Rama says it's mutar, it means all, no matter what. So I think it's mutar.
למה אתה עושה בונה?
If Rama says mutar, how's that vague? It means for all the.
מותר for how long?
Well, the
Since he
purpose
didn't
of
say for
בונה.
long, it's for whatever you
For
want.
forever.
Yeah.
Okay. בסדר.
בונה is
That's
never
it, Eliezer.
forever.
It's like saying like you. מה?
But all the purpose of bונה is not going to be forever. Maybe that's why he said.
It's a type of
No,
knot that is not forever. It's type of
that's
knot that
it,
used in
really.
shoes.
Well,
It's a type of knot used in
true.
stuff that you don't want to be too hard to open, like I don't know, bag. It's a
But
type
let's
of knot like this.
אמת. בדרך כלל, generally speaking, you're right. But what if I want to make that knot forever?
Show me one person that want to make a knot strong and forever that use this type.
I'll tell you how.
It's
When a
not-
person wants to make a double knot, but the rabbi told him not allowed to make double knot forever, he says, oh, I'll make
It's
a bow
You're
knot.
not allowed, so you're not going to do. But in general, right now, not in Shabbat, in regular days.
Yeah, regular
you
day,
tell
no.
him you want to make it strong.
Yeah.
You're going to use this type of knot.
No, make a double knot.
That's what I'm saying.
הבנתם?
זה מבלבל.
Huh? למה? If a person wants to make a bow knot, a double knot, באמת, he wants to make a double knot. עכשיו אתה בא, the religious guy came to the picture, Shabbat, don't do it. Okay, so what should I do? No, your wife wants to tie it. You're right now the rabbi in the house. What should you tell her?
Like you said, bone knot. That's it.
First to start a conversation during the Hollis.
תן לה, hold on, it's a Shabbat, because you're חפש, tell her to do.
So she wants to tie it right now. What she should do? Or let's say you see a wife doing. Oh, here an example for you. You want to make double knot on the garbage bag.
Yes,
Ah,
I told you told me.
Perfect
about
garbage. Perfect example. And then your wife wants to do it. Say, hey, למדנו אסור, but double knot. It's gonna stay forever. אסור. Okay, what should I do? If I'm gonna just make one knot, it's gonna open. No, Rabbeinu Avraham Avim. What do you
But
think
we
we
say
should
we're
do?
not allowed, even bow tie, we say we're not allowed.
Not allowed. טוב להחמיר. טוב להחמיר.
להחמיר or not
Right.
allowed?
No, זה טוב להחמיר. Better not to do that. But let's say a person's wife, she's not so religious. For her, טוב להחמיר means allowed.
טוב לא להחמיר.
Yeah.
טוב להחמיר.
Don't
is
bother.
allowed, It's just טוב להחמיר.
Right. But without להחמיר for her. Don't be מחמיר with me. Bottom line, מותר או אסור?
Yeah, מותר.
מותר. Your babulia doesn't want to listen too much to halachot. She wants to make right now bow knot or double knot. You get a to choose one way or the other. Tamu.
That's better bow knot, yeah.
Yeah, better bow knot.
Because if the garbage, I tie it in a regular day, I do double knot, no do bow knot.
יפה. So it comes to Shabbat. You're gonna make bow knot.
There's a difference of garbage bag in your shoes. The shoes you tie for Shabbat, you're gonna wear it. Garbage shoes, whatever.
You throw it out, yeah.
No, but talk about it. It's because it's
Saying it's
not
not
to
for your
stay
purpose.
from this.
It is because whenever you, what's the reason
made it
people
for-
make double knot during the week? Because they don't want it to spill. If you're not gonna pick it up regularly and put it like that, it might spill on the way, and then you're gonna have to clean on Shabbat. So this is making this knot and a bow knot on top. It's avoiding you from losing out on start cleaning the streets right now for the spilled garbage.
או בבית.
Oh, in the bike, yeah, even worse. Then you're gonna even have to wash the floors.
And then you have to live outside.
Okay,
Not now.
okay. משה, אתה איתנו?
כן.
Okay, very good. ואפילו לדעת המגן אברהם, שתפס כדעת המורדכי, וכתב שאין להתיר אלא כשאסור להתיר בו ביום. מורדכי holds 1 day, 24 hours is the deadline. And מגן אברהם passing strictly like him. הרי ציין אחר כך למה שכתב הרמה, ושכן יש לנהוג. So the Rama himself, מגן אברהם himself quoted the Rama afterwards, and he said that's how we should follow. והיינו על פי שיטתה יש מקלים, בפחות מ7 ימים. ולפי זה יוצא לנו שאפילו המגן אברהם מודה להתיר עניבה על גבי קשר, כשנעשית בפחות מ7 ימים. If it's less than 7 days, a person is allowed to make a knot on top of a bonnet on top of a base knot.
What about Velcro?
We're going to learn Velcro.
It's not kosher.
Sorry.
גם הזיכרונים זה קשור.
Do you have to untie it with the 7 days?
זיכרונים...
Or
Yeah.
before the 7 days? Maybe
Right.
otherwise you cannot wear it on Shabbat.
Yeah.
Velcro you can...
You're not allowed to wear, not allowed to tie.
But if you tie it, it's saying during Shabbat.
Yeah, you tied it.
On Shabbat.
You should have in mind when you tie it, I'm going to untie it within 7 days. The deadline should be 7 days.
I bypass
24/7.
I bypass 7 days.
You're not violating the rule because we're going after your machshava. At the time that you did it, what was your machshava?
To untie.
To untie it within 7 days?
Yeah.
You're good.
Даже если забыл, it's okay.
Даже если забыл, yeah. Because we're going after
You-
the machshava during the action. Got it?
What was your intention?
Got it? Okay. Here. Unbelievable. Your next line. ואפילו אחר כך לא יתירנו. Unbelievable. How are you guys doing that all the time, huh? נביאים. Everybody that participated in my class are נביאים. ממש next line.
Reborn.
ואפילו אם אחר כך לא יתירנו בתוך 7 ימים, even if eventually did not end up untying it within 7 days,
He meant to.
לא אכפת לנו. We don't care about it. Why? Why we don't care about it?
He
Intention.
meant to.
בהיות בשעת הקשירה לא היה הדבר ודאי שלא יתירנו בתוך 7. Because we're going after the intention during the action, מעשה הקשירה.
I see intentionable.
Huh?
I say intentionable.
What do you mean?
You're following it, but you really didn't think about it. Just you know the rule, but you didn't think of the intention of to. It's like automatic, like a robot.
Right.
Kadam prays in, it's just like a robot.
It's true. That's unfortunate.
So what are you doing?
It's a good question. What?
You should not compare a prayer to the way you tie your shoes.
No, what I'm saying is Shabbat. You gotta wear it again.
Yeah.
Following Shabbat.
Yeah. So then we have the Taz. Remember the Taz? The Taz said, what is Kayama means?
Watched it.
That whenever you intend for this to last more than 24 hours, but 24 for whatever time, 7 days, 24 hours, whatever time period you're going to follow, he says you have to have kavanah that it should last for that time. But what if I didn't have kavanah? I'm a neutral, not drive, not reverse.
Yes.
Neutral.
Didn't think about
Zombie.
it.
Zombie mode.
What do you do then? Right, Tzchak?
Okay.
If it's just neutral,
Okay.
what we said, le'akel. It's not called kayama, according to the Taz. Kayama means intentionally should last for a period of time. But whenever I didn't intentionally intend to last for a period of time, עשיתי ככל אשר ציוויתני.
צריך ללכת לפי הסוף. צריך ללכת לפי הסוף.
No, מלאכת מחשבת אסרת תורה. We go after the מחשבה at the time that you did. The Taz telling you, you know what you have מחשבה you need to have? You need to intend to make it קיימה. You didn't intend, you just did it, בסתם, no problem.
ואין יכול להיות הכוונה של אחרי של 24 שעות, שאתה רוצה שזה יישאר שם יותר
Yeah, but say in English, everybody I have to understand.
After 24 hours, okay, you tie it by stomach, okay, after 24 hours, you know what? It's there already and I'm going to leave it...
No problem. מלאכת מחשבת אסרת תורה. בשעת מעשה, what was your מחשבה? A person was בורר. A person intended to...
גם בבורר אני ראיתי דעה שהנכון יותר שמתברר אפילו שלא מתכוון שיקח...
נכון יותר, what did you say? נכון יותר. הלכה או לא?
לא, בעיקר הדין לא.
That's it.
חומרה.
Even then, that is the בורר דאורייתא, and here he's talking about the רבנן, because it's not per קשר אומן. So on the דאורייתא we say we go after your מחשבה. On the רבנן, how much more so? After your מחשבה. משה, you were peeling 2 eggs, נכון? החמין עובר בבוקר, wow, the eggs looked great. You peeled 2 eggs. After somebody gave you 1 egg and 1 shot, you said, you know, I don't want the second egg. You already peeled it. מה עכשיו?
Nothing.
מחלל שבת? You peeled it, you didn't eat it. So you separated the good out of the bad and you didn't eat it.
Intention was to eat it. You end up
You
didn't
also
eat it.
did נטילה, you עושה המוץ.
לא, זה אתה מערבב בשר חלב.
לא,
זה
אבל
הלכות שבת.
You don't
עכשיו
have-
זה הלכות
also
משהו
you don't
אחר.
have to...
Also מים אחרונים חובה. There's nothing to do with this. We have to stay on the topic which מלאכת מחשבת. מלאכת מחשבת. לא נטילת מחשבת.
But what you meant in the beginning.
You meant to eat both of them. You didn't eat. Okay, I'm not gonna make you.
So the point is that the time that you did the borer, this is the laws of Shabbat. That's what we have to be focused on. You cannot compare apples to oranges, understand? You can compare apples to apples.
No, it's not an...
Which is, on the laws of Shabbat,
Just,
borer, kosher, separating or nodding, always we're going after
מחשבה.
Yom HaShabbat. Okay, back to us. So, וזה שלא כמו שכתב להחמיר, ואז נדברו. So at the time that the person did the nod according to the Taz, he has to have in mind that he should, in order to make it asur, he should have in mind to keep it for a period of time. But if he didn't have it in that mind, he just did it. Autopilot. He didn't intend anything, according to the Taz, it's not called kayama, and therefore, it's not a problem. So you have him to rely on. Based on the Rabbanan, you can rely on the Taz. He's a big enough of posek to rely on him. Especially that others agreed with him.
הרב, מה אם זה היה מגן אברהם? היינו יכולים אותו אליי?
כן, מה לא? זה באנשים גדולים, בדרבנן. בלתא דרבנן. וזה לא כמו שכתב להחמיר באז נדברו, שיש להיזהר שלא לעשות עניבה לגבי קשר, כיוון שלפעמים דעתו להניח, כן. כי אין מה שכתב מגן אברהם, שכל קשר לפעמים יהיה נמלח לבטלו לעולם, אף על פי שתחילת עשייתו לא הייתה על מנת להניחו, אסור. I'll tell you, Avi, right now, you reminded me, whatever a guy yesterday, a guy came to a shiur, one guy came to shiur. Tonight is his daughter's wedding, tonight. The night before the wedding, he still made it to the shiur. Imagine, and it's not a simple Ashkenazi wedding, it's a Bukharian bombastic wedding.
You need to be busy.
I gotta make it. He suddenly comes to
Been
shiur.
there.
I was like, wow. That's a person that is kovea.
This is not this to this. This is nothing.
Yeah, other people do that.
Huh?
Other people
כן,
do
אבל
that.
אתה יודע, people, tomorrow is his wedding, the daughter's wedding, it's not somebody else's wedding.
In my case,
I was impressed to see,
In
ממש.
my case, if I miss this, it's a big thing because I don't know all the time. If I miss this, it's a problem.
כן. אוקיי? כיוון שלפעמים דעתו להניחו כן, כי אין מה שכתב מגן אברהם, שכל קשר שיהיה נמלח לבטלו לעולם, אף על פי שתחילת עשייתו לא הייתה על מנת להניחו, אסור. נהיר? ובאמת שאין לדמות עניבה על גבי קשר שבוודאי אינה מעשה אומן, כאשר המשנה ברורה לסתם קשר. ולפי עניות דעתי אין מקום למה שהחמיר בזה. גם הגאון הרב מסלוניקי כתב שנראה להלכה להתיר עניבה על גבי קשר, כשעשו על מנת להתירן בתוך 7 ימים, שאף אם ימלך בית עליון שם לעולם, לא אכפת לנו. דסמכין על מה שכתב הרמה, שאפילו לכתחילה נוהגים להתיר קשר על גבי העניבה, ואף האחרונים שחלקו על הרמה, אפשר שגם הם יודו שכל שאינו מעשה אומן, דלק אסרה חיסרו דאורייתא, שרי העניבה על גבי קשר. So you see, he says מחלוקת דרבנן. What did Rama meant when he said you're allowed to make a bow knot on top of a base knot? Did he mean forever or did he mean for a short time? Says, it's מחלוקת. It's מחלוקת in what level? מחלוקת דרבנן. ספק דרבנן? לכולם. So even if a person intended to untie it within 7 days, and eventually he did not untie it within 7 days, it's still okay. Why? Because maybe, according to halakha, you don't even have to intend to untie it within 7 days. Because the Rama is told you that kesher aniva al gabe kesher ragil, you're allowed to do that. And it didn't say for a short time. It said you're allowed to do that. Sounds like you're allowed to do that. לנצח נצחים. Forever and ever.
הרב, למה לא חששו פה, ויידר, יש לו חשש, מתוך שמותר לי קשר על קשר, הוא לא קשר של...
גזירה לגזירה, לגזרינה.
אבל בסדר, הוא אמר סרח דאורייתא.
אין סרח דאורייתא.
קשר של אומן יש סרח דאורייתא. If it's going this way...
By 2 steps, you gotta make it uman and you gotta make it long term. To make 2 steps, a person is gonna make avera, לא חיישנה. Okay? ומה שאסר הכל משום שפעמים נמלח ומבטל לו לעולם, היינו דווקא בקשר של קיימה ומעשה אומן. The question is the next line. דהווה איסורא דאורייתא, שאם לא כן, איך אפשר לאסור? ולגזרה לגזרה! Unbelievable. זה לא גזרינן, זה ממש מילה אחרי מילה אתם. I think you're reading it and you question it.
I read it. I was asking.
לא, it's Davidov is reading, Natanov is reading. They read it and the question. ככה. Always you get the next line questions. Unbelievable. There's two rules we learn with Rav Ovadia. Always the question is the next line, and always whatever Amar tells you to do, the opposite is it's always told. One guy told me the other day, he said, Rabbi, I found a solution about my studies of Torah. He said, what? I said, Rabbi, I'm going to study on Shabbat 2 hours. I'm going to get 170 million hours per hour. נכון? This is 170, 170,000 ריבו, 170 million. הרבי ציון מוצפי.
כמה הוא אמר לי?
17,000 ריבו.
17,000.
17,000 ריבו. Hour of study of Torah of Shabbat. What Yetzirah makes a person eat? Right now Friday is early. נכון? 6-7 p.m. he's finished the meal. What do you do right now? Until 11-12 o'clock. מה עושים? 4-5 hours. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna learn and then the whole week I wanna have both.
So he said, I said, okay, and how are you gonna learn what to do throughout the week? He said, I'm gonna ask Haaretz, whatever it tells you to do. So like this, I covered myself up. But now it's a good question. אבי, מה אתה אומר? מה שאתה אומר, זה טוב? הגית יומם בלילה. says in your ספר יהושע. והגית בו יומם בלילה. You're right, yeah. Okay, very good. So his solution is not going to work, he says. You have to study Torah during the day and during the night. If a person doesn't come to study Torah during the day or during the night, the same hours he was supposed to invest in Torah, he will invest in other problems. Suddenly he's going to break his leg. Suddenly he has to go through a problem. Suddenly the battery died out. He has to wait for AAA. Suddenly the million of problems. It's not this way, no problem. Says Rabbi Yehuda, Ashrei mi she'amalo b'Torah. Lama? Ki adam le'amal yulad. A person who was born to this world to put in efforts. You choose where you're going to put the effort. But to put the effort, you're going to have to. Says Rabbi Yehuda, Ashrei mi she'amalo. You have to put amal already in ba'olam hazeh. Yeah. It's not, you're not going to put the amal in the Torah, the efforts in the Torah, you're going to have to put the efforts in the other darbisars. Go start walking with crutches, go start walking with the problems, go start walking with all the darbisar. Why? If you calculate how much Torah's time you wasted throughout the last 2-3 months or years, whatever it is, equal to the same amount of time you're going to spend in the problem right now. That's why never, Rabotai, miss out on Shiur Torah. Today, Avi had a test and he passed the test. Right there, some Khalifa, he said, Rabbi, I came not to miss the shiur. From here, I'm going right away to my other task. But I made sure to come. Shrecha, kol hakavod. תאכל בביך. Okay, very good. עין א', עבודה ותקרא. קשר שעל בית הצבא.
איפה?
למעלה, עין א'.
קשר על בית הצבא שקשור הכובש, שאינו של קיימה, כי אינו עשוי להתקיים אלא רק עד שיקחנו בעל הבית לביתו, מותר להתירו בשבת. אבל אין לפתוח בית הצבא מחדש. משום מתקן מנה?
מנה.
מה זה?
Kelly. If a person, back in the day, in order for the garment not to lose the shape of it, when they used to laundry rabotah back in the day was very aggressive. It was not delicate laundry, hard, אין דבר כזה, הכל קוראים את זה. So how they used to maintain the shape of the garment, they used to put in the hole, used to put strings. ככה היה. So now, these strings that they used to put over here in the neck hole to maintain the shape of the garment, מותר להתירו בשבת. You right now got this garment, and before Shabbat you didn't have time to untie it. Can you untie it בשבת or not?
זה to hold the garment.
For you to open it.
Oh.
It's a garment to
So it says,
job and
it depends if it is a brand new garment or if it is used one already. Because the brand new also being sold to the market in their times like the same way.
keep the
Keep the shape. So, you know, like you buy shoes, they put all these things inside the shoe in order to keep the shape of the shoe. That used to be, back in the day, how they used to keep the shape of the garments. By making a certain kesher over here in the neck area.
Because it doesn't know when you're gonna sell it, when you're gonna wear it.
כן,
Different than
כן.
the one you
So now
buy.
buying a new shirt, when you have that neck tight,
It's a problem.
it will be a problem to open it the Shabbat because of
It's new.
מתקן mana. Make fixing.
מתקן,
new.
מכין אותה ללבישה.
If it's new, you're fixing it for the first time.
Yeah.
But if it's already was used once,
Mutar.
then no problem. You're allowed to. What about untying a knot?
It's good.
So not allowed to untie a knot. Why this is
was
allowed?
made only for until you're gonna wear it.
Because it's not a long-term
Long-term, yeah.
knot.
You know
We
it.
said what type of knot you're not allowed to untie? Whenever somebody that tied it had intentions that it's going to be a long-term.
Right.
Here it's not a long-term.
It's meant to take
Here
off.
it's meant to take off. The guy's gonna pick it up in a day or two. It's gonna be worn. That's why the poskim debate also about what about the pockets in the suit. Sometimes you forget you want to put your fancy napkin over here,
Handkerchief.
handkerchief,
It's so.
and it's sold. What do you do
זה נראה מתקן מעלה.
if you want to
Huh?
open it to put your handkerchief over there? Problem. It's the first time you're making the garment. This pocket,
What if you washed it?
huh?
What if you washed it?
And doesn't matter what you washed it.
That's
The
what
idea,
it comes
if this was not used, this pocket was not
Regardless,
used.
Part of it.
The garment, yes, but this pocket was not. Your question would be right. What if I used it, I opened it,
No.
I put my handkerchief, and then listen, and then the second time when I gave it to the cleaners, they stitched it again. Then I want to open it.
Yeah, but this is all massive.
The way I'm asking is the entire garment is from beginning new. It's a problem to rip it.
Right?
After you throw the lingerie, the stitches are part of the garment. Makes no difference. Rip it. Since it is part of the
It's
garment.
meant to be ripped.
No, pay attention. The garment serves not only one purpose.
You can
Our
consider this
garments,
to be as new and this not to be new.
it is.
No.
That's the
Cannot be
chiddush.
like that.
That's the chiddush.
Does it make sense?
Because we're not talking about what the return
I'll tell you
policy
what
of the
doesn't make
store will consider new or not. We're
tell-
talking about what's new or not is what you used.
I'll tell you what doesn't make sense. You could slit a pen in there. No problem.
Yeah, but did you use split a pen?
Fine. Oh, that's my loophole. Boom, I split a hill. Right, now it's used. Now it's
נכון.
it.
But this you have to do before Shabbat. And not also only for the pen.
He's saying because this piece is still considered new, even though you washed it.
The same
you have-
usage.
once you put a purpose into it, once you purposefully do something, then it becomes used.
Used
So
for
slight-
that purpose.
But then when you open bigger, that's a new purpose.
Right.
Regard-
I cannot
a
say-
pocket is a pocket, Rabbi. A pocket
Huh?
is a
No,
pocket.
yeah, I'll give you another example. This door I can open on Shabbat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow I want to bring over here a big thing on Shabbat for whatever, and the hole is not enough. The entrance. Can I bring a hammer and knock down more of the wall? And say, right, that entrance was already there. I'm expanding the entrance.
Oh, this was there.
Can I do that or no? This was used.
What you're saying is rip. Basically, what you're saying is rip
It's
after
not
the
meant to
pocket. I'm saying within the pocket. What if there's a tape? I'm saying there's a tape that holds the door. I'm
Right.
saying rip the tape from the
No,
door.
but that's
For the first time, you're not allowed to.
First time.
So slit something in there, put it, and then rip it.
And still not allowed.
Ah, they sell you those
No, the
shoes.
tape is after the door was placed.
No, he says, what if
No.
it was placed the day before?
Meaning you took it with the package. And
Right,
placed it like
exactly.
that,
Yeah. You drilled it like that.
Then you wouldn't be allowed.
Right? Right? Yeah, so. Because for the first time, you made it through. So to the garments.
Why we cannot say that in the factory they check the door that it's closed and that's the final touch.
And Achinami, if they did it.
And this is only for the delivery.
And Achinami, yeah. If that's what they did, yeah.
Plumber.
One time, I told you, when I just moved to Forest Hills, I needed Sfarim. Didn't have Sfarim.
It's correct.
Didn't have Sfarim, didn't have the money for Sfarim. So I said in the show, I wish I would have Chazon Ovadia. They just came out Chazon Ovadia. I'm talking about like 14 years ago, 13 years ago. I wish I would have Chazon Ovadia. Wow, there's a new book of Ovadia. He was still alive, Ovadia. One guy, Tzaddik, this Friday over, he heard in the shiur, I wish to have it. Friday comes with a box. Rabbi, this for you. So, Friday night, 10, 11, 10:30, somebody knocks on my door. I used to live on the 6th floor. How did he go inside the building? Who knocks on my door, 10:30 at night? Who came? That same guy. Makara? Rabbi, my wife just told me bad news. she got her thing, and I didn't prepare my separate bed. He just got married not too long ago. He was a Hatan Hadash, Tari. He was not used to sleeping in the same bed, not in the same bed as Su. I said, well, what should I do? I have an air mattress. Can I blow an air mattress for Shabbat? I said, listen, I don't know, but I have now Chazon Ovadia. I can check.
Let me check.
Then I'm looking, he has an index over there. I'm looking. I said, I found it. I opened the book. It says, if it's for the first time, the air mattress, you being used for the first time, asur. But if it's for the second that was already done one time, no problem.
You got the shape.
So, but then he says that in the factories,
Blow
they
it up.
blow it up in order to check there's no air leak. So I said, no. It was already used one time.
Same thing with
Most
the
of the products today
They check to
use
make
it.
sure there's no
Quality
holes.
check.
And
If
then
they do, you're right. If that's what happens, you're right. I don't know if it's true.
Quality check not on every item.
After, yeah, but were they used it?
Not
For
on
sure
every
they do
item.
quality check.
saw-
For sure.
Yeah,
I
okay.
saw.
If they used it, no problem.
מוכרים לך
I saw
נעליים קשורים מחו"ל,
They check it like a USB light.
שלא יעבדו אחד את
כן.
השני.
Chinese lady see like this. This one.
נכון.
לקרוע את זה.
The
Oh,
line
but that's not part of the shoe. It's a side thing.
עושה את זה.
One
Here
by
is part
one.
of the here is
לא
part
part
of
the
it.
gum, זה כמו פלומבה.
Plug it is like she have like a big
Oh,
ready for
the
The shoes, I could put my feet inside
Right.
before I take that plumba out.
I don't think it's
Here, I cannot use the
item.
pocket.
Not
I
every
cannot
item.
put my hand in. I cannot put big things in.
Exactly.
Handkerchief
They
in.
check after maybe a few
כמו
minutes.
תגיד עיפרון, מה כל עיפרון יכתבו?
Right, that's what I'm saying. They check after.
Depend on the product, yeah, depend. A lot of stuff they're going to quality check, especially electronics and stuff like this.
אוקיי, back to us. יש אומרים... משה, מה, אתה קורא ואז שואל? יש אומרים שאסור לנתק בשבת התפירה שנעשית על ידי אומנים בזוג של נעליים. מה יש לכם אתם? קוראים? שואלים אותי, אני חושב.
לא יודע
בבית
איפה זה נמצא.
המתכוננים רוצים שבת טוב.
His question again is the next line.
זה לא יפה משהו.
האמת
אבל
היא,
פי-
שמעתי את זה בפעם איפשהו.
פה אבל לא קראת,
I think it's a record.
התפירה...
3 of them in one
מחר
day.
תקפוץ לעמוד אחר, תבלבל, נראה מה
שהתפירה אינה של קיימא, שבתפירה אין חילוק של קיימא ושאינה של קיימא, ויש מתירים בתפירה שאינה של קיימא וכן עיקר. So now the question is, what about תופר? תופר is stitching. Till now we spoke about kosher, time. Aaron, don't think about it too much. Is kosher and תופר are equal or no? Stitching and knotting equal or no?
No,
Stitching
one is
and
permanent,
not.
one is
I
not.
think, yeah, the stitch is more to stay. It's usually you stay stitching.
What's not?
Unless it's real.
Knotting, kosher.
כושר.
Tying.
Time.
It's different amount
There is no
of
such a melcha knotting? Word knotting?
Time, yeah.
Same thing. Yeah?
Knotting would be more permanent, I think.
So, is there a difference between kosher and tofer?
Yeah, here it can
Tying
be for permanent, not permanent. This
or
is
stitching?
always-
יש,
Sewing?
יש אולי ספק.
Which is more permanent.
So, there is a מחלוקת about tofer.
התופר, אתה קראת על מנת לתפור.
That's דאורייתא.
ובקשר של קיימא, לא קשרת על מנת להתיר.
Yeah. נכון.
אתה צריך שקשרת על מנת שזה...
But לתפור what? לתפור על מנת what? על מנת להתיר also no.
לא, גם לא.
So, it's the same thing then. kosher
לא, אבל
is by itself.
התופר בא ממקום של קריאה. הוא התחיל ממשהו שאסור, הוא לא בא מזה.
Isn't necessarily, yeah, ככה. התופר only whenever you קורע. Maybe קורע it comes from מקום של קורע על מנת לתפור. But תופר, nothing to do with קורע.
וזה
כן.
קרוע כבר, באתי רק לתפור.
תביא, תפתח. עין ג' בשבת. תראה לו את המשנה שם. 40 מלאכות חסר אחת. And then go through the whole list and תסתכל שם. לא, שבת, מסכת שבת. עין ג' כלל גדול. אוקיי? זה משנה עושה over there, שם את כל המלאכות. So, kosher, if it's a short term, tying, if it's a short term, you're allowed to untie it. Stitching, if it is short term, are you also allowed to untie it or no?
Yes.
מחלוקת. Bottom line,
Yes.
מותר.
אף אחד לא תופר בשביל לקלקל.
Here, he said, זוג נעליים. You put two shoes together back in the day, they used to stitch the two, in order for it to be מקלקל, to open, תביא למה.
מוכרים את זה ככה, היום יש את זה עדיין, אבל לא בסטיץ' זה
אז רגע, זה שם?
פלסטיק
לפתוח?
פינגי.
Oh. No, because מתקן מנה.
Also,
First
the
time.
suits have what's the one? The
Yeah, in
back.
the back. You have to,
Stitching.
like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
X,
yeah.
you have to,
But that's first time.
first time,
The
yeah.
stitches that you have in the back of your suit,
Only one time.
the white squares, they are the first time. For the first time, it's a different problem called metaken mana, fixing. We have 3 laws over here: tying, fixing, stitching. Don't mix them up. Don't make kasha malasha. Okay? Next. איתה בשבס. אבי, אתה רוצה לקרוא?
איפה זה?
מתירים בית הצבא בשבס, כ"א למטה.
איתה בשבת, מתירים בית הצבא בשבת.
פירש רש"י.
יש רש"י, הקש שדרך הכובס לקושו, אבל לא פותחים. הם פותחים אותו לכתחילה משום להשעתה עביד למנה.
עביד למנה. Now you're going to make a garment. Mana is a garment.
Once you rip it,
Yeah.
ואמר רבי יהודה אמר רב, הפותח בית הצבא בשבת חייב חטאת. חטאת זה מתאורייתא, זה עושה.
Yeah. Because you made it the first time.
מתקיף ליער רב כהנא מה בן זו למגופת
חבית. דתניא לקמן קמ"ו עמוד א', מביא אדם חבית.
מה זה למגופת חבית? מה זה מגופת?
מגופת חבית, read. הוא מתיז את ראשה בסייף ומניחה לפני האורחים. Can a person cut the head of the חבית?
אני ראיתי בשולחן ערוך.
את החבית, the barrel.
ראיתי בשולחן ערוך שכן.
Right now in the Gemara, what the Gemara
If the
says,
sword and the
מביא אדם חבית, the person is allowed to bring a barrel,
For the purpose of drinking, yes.
הוא מתיז את ראשה, even though it was sealed with the cement,
Yeah.
sealed with cement. You can break the cement, you can cut off the חבית, the barrel.
You can break it.
Depends on the cement.
דרך השחטה אולי.
מחלוקת.
השובר זה תיקון שלה. לא? Once you break
מתיז
it.
את ראשה בסייף ומניחה
You have to
לפני
drink.
האורחים.
לא?
So it says you're allowed to. אמר לי רבא, so what's the difference? Says why this barrel? You're allowed to cut off the top.
נועד לפתיחה, למעלה נועד לפתיחה.
The garment, you said אין פותחים. To open the garment for the first time, that's אסור. למה אסור? Why the barrel
אתה רוצה
מותר?
להשתמש, you want to use.
זה אתה יכול ללבוש גם אם לא תפתח.
No,
אתה לא יכול להשתמש בזה אם פה.
That's on the item itself. That's what's the contents inside.
Okay, what's the difference? Right now I have a barrel, right?
Sustenance.
Barrel is a tool. It's something that I use.
Yes.
It's a keli.
Yes.
Your garment is also a keli. It's something you use.
הרב,
So why the Habib the Gemara says you're saying it's allowed to open?
Maybe because you want what's inside, and this is you want.
What's the difference? But again, you made the Habib, you open the Habib.
אבל החבית עצמה זה כבר כלי שהוא גמור, הרב. זה-
Oh, אמר לי, זה חיבור, וזה אינו חיבור. המגופה אינה מן החבית עצמה. That's exactly what you're saying. The cover that they put on top of the barrel, it's not part of the barrel. The barrel is usable without the cover. אף על פי שדבוקה בה, even though you glued it together.
It's also usable without the...
אינה חשובה חיבור, שהרי להינטל עומדת. Because that cover meant to be open. So that's what the חיבור, the connection that they made, the glue that they put it together was not, it doesn't make it together. Because the kavanah is that it should not be together for a long
It
time.
doesn't make it one, even though
Right.
you stick to it.
Right.
So to
אבל
the pocket.
הבגד,
So to the pocket.
Hold on. אבל הבגד, but the garment, כשנהרג כולו, חיבור, ואף על פי שאינו מגופו של החלוק, מכל מקום מחובר הוא לגמרי עמו. Here, by the garment, the way they used to do it, when they used to stitch it, wave it, weave, when they used to weave the strings of the garment, לעשות אותו, what they used to do, they used to leave that thread and continue stitching the whole. So the chut, the stitches that they put on the whole of the garment is part of the same material. It was not two materials that they put together, like the barrel and the cover of the barrel. It's one continuous string. So since it's one continuous string, it's considered to be one thing. It's not something you have to connect, to glue together.
עוד אפשר לומר הרב שהברל היה בשימוש כבר. מה בשימוש? מילאו אותו ביין ואחר כך סתמו אותו. הוא היה באיזה סוג של שימוש. הבגד עדיין לא היה בשימוש.
Yeah?
זה בגד חדש לגמרי.
Yeah, but the question is, right now you closed it.
הבנתי.
Why is this closing you're still allowed to open? And by the beged, when you close it, no, this is not allowed to open. What's the difference? The Gemara says here, when you put it together, you intended to make it one? No. You intended to open it afterwards. Here he says, even if you didn't intend, here it's not about your intention, it's about the reality. Reality is that it's one chomer, the same material.
כן, אבל אם אתה לוקח את הבגד...
One material, not same, one material.
If you take this baggot, okay, you try it on and then you give it to the dry cleaner.
And then you put it
tie
again,
it again.
that's no
It
problem.
does the same,
Because it's a separated one.
So it gets the law of the Chavit.
Exactly, video. That's what Gemara said. Gemara said you're allowed to open the neck area for the second time, but you're not allowed to open it the first time. So Gemara, what's the difference with the habit? And Gemara answers because the habit is two separate pieces. By the garment on the first time, it's the same piece. It's the same material. It's one long material. Levantem?
That's the fact that they go hand in hand and use, well, doesn't mean that it's one piece.
When? In the habit, right.
Yeah,
Right.
It doesn't mean that.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's a cover for it.
Right. טוב, ולנה הוא continue tomorrow. ברוך ה' לעולם. אמן ואמן.